Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you a couple of clips to watch. This one here that you can see, which is the main one. This is new. And then I'll show you another one only to support what we're viewing here. Extinction Rebellion have... they've invented a new tactic. It's not particularly big-brained, which of course is something you would expect from the academics, the people who are supposed to be our superiors, the people who refer to themselves as being more sophisticated. Yeah, their big-brained tactic to protest against, pick a subject, yeah, is to glue themselves to things. What this achieves in their mind, I don't know. But for whatever reason, these academics, these, you know, the future leaders of the world, the people who are going to be running our countries, the only way they feel they can make their point is to glue themselves to something. So and this isn't new, this is why I'm going to show you the other clips. I mean, this clip here is new, this is recent stuff, but I'm going to show you the other clips of this, so you can see that this is a tactic that they have developed. This isn't a one-off crazy event, okay? Gluing themselves to things seems to be becoming the de facto standard protesting method. Again, I don't know what it achieves. So we'll jump into this video now. If you haven't yet though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, share the video around if you find the video informative. Also have a membership scheme. There's a join button next to the subscribe button and a link in the description. You could be member 10 if you so choose. I have 9 amazing members who honour and humble me that they support the Hoggcast on our quiet little corner of YouTube in these trying times, because we are the underdog and we are conservative commentators. Anyway, let's go.
HR, because we feel like there's not much point in talking to the people at the top of the corporation like this, because those people clearly have not got any idea what's going on. Okay,
well, you've clearly not got any idea what's going on. Look, if I'm not going to trust someone to tell me what's going on if the only way they feel they can get their point across is to glue themselves to my face or to glue themselves to my table or whatever. I'm not going to listen to someone like that, okay? This is something left-wing protesters fail at every time. They will do something absurd and then demand that you respect them for it, that you worship them for it, that you acknowledge whatever it is they're protesting about today. And tomorrow it'll be something completely different.
Yeah, we're here to talk to someone from HR, if that's alright.
Is it right you've glued yourself to the desk?
We have, yeah.
You haven't done any damage to yourself, have you?
See, this is what I mean. It's the constant infantilization of them. So the security guard says, have you glued yourself to the desk? They say yes. And his first reaction is to lose with grace. His first reaction is to, you haven't hurt yourself, have you? You see, this is what I mean. So people are even treating them as children because you're behaving like a child, right? So you first say, oh, you haven't hurt yourself, have you? If they had their way, they would be pulling your whole building down, right? Oh, you haven't hurt yourself, have you?
Hello. It says that so that people know what's happening. We're here to talk to HR.
So it's playing again. We'll play again.
Because we feel like there's not much point in talking to the people at the top of the corporation like this.
So you have rationalised that there's, quote, not much point talking to the people at the top of the corporation, except you look like very corporate people. These two, they look like Starbucks in one hand, iPhone in the other, scrolling through some weird website. You know, like that Reddit, for example. They've got that whole look, haven't they? So they say, oh, there's no, but I think they're trying to avoid the Karen smears. because that person would ask to speak to the manager. These two are specific, very specific, in that they don't want to speak to the manager. They need that. They need you to understand that. Yeah, they want to speak to HR because apparently, if they glue themselves to HR instead of the corporate people at the right at the top, that will somehow produce results. I mean, what do you think they're gonna do? Like, oh yeah, we've got Extinction Rebellion here, and they've glued themselves to the desk. Oh, well, we'll let HR decide everything then. Are you aware that HR, human resource people, work for the guys at the top? You know, the people who you said specifically that you didn't want to talk to? And deep down, I think they know how stupid they are, right? As soon as the cameras came, she's trying to hide her face, obviously, and he has the enraged soy boy look on his face. Look. It looks like he's wearing, I don't know, it just doesn't even look like an actual face, does it? It's like, can you remember that? Can you remember? It was a funny thing in Spain. I think it was Spain or Italy. I think it was Spain. There was a church, and the church had a painting of Jesus, right? And in the heat, it began to wilt, and this really old lady was just trying to help. If you've not heard this, you have to look it up. It's true, right? So she thought she would just help, and then she grabbed the paintbrush and she started painting to like fix Jesus up, but what she was doing was only making it worse, and then she began to panic and paint even more and more until it just looked ridiculous. So it looked like this. Oh, like just everything's all like out, yeah.
Because those people clearly have not got any idea what's going on.
Okay, guys?
Yeah, we're here to talk to someone from HR, if that's all right.
Is it right you've glued yourself to the desk?
We have, yeah.
You haven't done any damage to yourself, have you?
So you wanted to speak to someone from Human Resources, right? Did you have to glue yourself to the desk? Like if I want to speak to Human Resources, I'm not going to glue myself to... Why would I glue myself to the desk? I mean, we know that these people are actually getting paid for this. In fact, to this day, I think it's still the biggest, the most viewed video on my channel. The one with 17,000, Extinction Rebellion. They're actually paid. They're paid by NGOs that have these, you know, the dark money. Dark money gets funneled to these NGOs. For example, the caravans that are coming to the USA. Do you think that they form spontaneously? People from all over the world going to the same place at the same time, moving at the same time, going to the same destination. Yeah, it's planned. It's planned. It's planned. Right? So he goes, hello. He's acting like gluing yourself to a desk is just normal behaviour. It goes to show you the echo chamber that these people live in. It's like if I walked around with my underwear like on my head, and then I went and spoke to someone as if it's a normal thing to do, and then I got offended because that person didn't speak to me, but I couldn't work out that they weren't speaking to me because I had my underwear on my head. That's Extinction Rebellion. So look, he's even glued. Is he? Yeah, he's glued his hand down on the floor there. Look. You should just completely ignore them, right? Go about your business, and then after a day or two, they're like, "Help me!" Yeah, and you say, "Well, I would call an ambulance, but the ambulance is powered by diesel or gasoline, so you know, what can I do?" You see how quickly their opinions will change. But as I say, this isn't new. Watch this. So again, the clip we just watched is the new one. They're up to their usual antics, but I'm showing you this to show. This is from 2019. This clip, and I'm showing you this one to show you that the glue yourself to a thing phenomenon isn't new. This seems to be some sort of religious event, because if you type that in to the search engine, you'll see loads and loads of clips going back years.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking stuck now.
University graduates. I warned, you notice how, like, especially with Google Ads, if you know, I'm not sure if it's the same elsewhere, but in the United Kingdom, like when you watch YouTube, Google adverts come on, the one about understanding each other, and understanding each other is good, but if you look at the way it is pure messaging, yeah, it is pure narrative, and you see this with everything, and I warned a long time ago when this whole thing was kicking off, I warned back then that these people are going to leave university. Most of them will end up as deadbeats, of course, but there are going to be a lot of them who will go into employment, and it will mostly be in the public sector or anywhere where they can mould other people into their image, because you know that that's what the woke crowd do. You know that. You don't need me to tell you that. So these are university graduates. Who knows where these people are working now? They could be anywhere, and if they are in the public sector, as I think they are, or in the executive board in the private sector, they will be whispering in ears. They'll be saying, oh, you know, do this, do that, oh, it's what people want. So they put up a sign there, like, air pollution kills 25 Londoners a day. That's the... deaths are unfortunate regardless of how it occurs in the most part. But let's have your way, Extinction Rebellion. Yeah, let's end all fossil fuels. How many Londoners do you think would die then? Because you've obviously put that up to emotionally blackmail people, which is what the left do. It's all manipulation, all emotional blackmail. They put that up because they want you to feel bad. It doesn't even occur to them, if they got their way, and by the way, they're using a diesel van for this. They're using a van powered by gasoline. They got there by gasoline, yet they're going to lecture you about the ills of gasoline. Yet if they got their own way, their own van and every other van taken off the roads, no transport, no deliveries, no civilization, no prescriptions, no nothing. How many Londoners would die then? If you ask them that, don't expect an answer. You'll just get a lecture. You won't get an actual answer to the question. You'll just get a lecture. And then finally, a third clip. Again, this isn't a new one. This is going back a couple of years. But again, it is the proverbial let's glue ourselves to something. Yeah. So you have to. I mean, why would you keep doing that? What is it about glue that you find so alluring? Why do you think... I mean, if you've been educated in the university, you would think that you have at least a modicum of understanding about how the world really works. You'd think so, wouldn't you? Why do you think gluing yourself to something is an adequate rebuttal to anything?
Conservatives have a decarbonisation target of 2050, which is quite frankly a death sentence.
So apparently that's a death sentence. So they've stopped the Conservative, not the Labour, because the Labour, they're on the side of Labour. So they've stopped the Conservative one. So they're saying, oh, it's going to be a death sentence by 2050. We've heard that before. So these people want this small little island, Britain, to go back to the Dark Ages, yeah, because they think that will save the environment. Meanwhile, countries like China and India and Brazil pollute on a gargantuan scale, particularly China. You will never hear them criticise China. Apparently the fault lies with the tiny little island. In other words, they will only target the people they think they can get away with doing it. Yeah. Their mission is bunkum. They don't, in my opinion, I don't think they actually believe what they're doing. As I've said, I have proven on videos on this channel, these people are paid. They're paid to do what they do. Who pays them? We don't know. It's dark money. We don't know where it comes from, but we do know they are paid. Yeah?
unfortunately, this kind of action is necessary to get them to confront the issue.
So it's necessary that you see that piece of paper there, that's got his script on, so he knows what to say if he's asked questions, yeah? Who gave him the script? Why did they give him it, right? So this guy here is just talking rubbish. He's saying that they simply must glue themselves to a bus, because gluing themselves to a bus will save the world, right? So they're saying there's a climate emergency. To fix the climate emergency, they have to go to one of the smallest, least polluting countries on Earth, right? A little island called Britain, right? And they're going to glue themselves to a single bus. Meanwhile, China and India continue to pollute and pump stuff out all over the place. But to save the environment, you need to glue yourself to a bus. We'll leave it there. I've made my point. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.